Hello, cool artisans. My name is Shonda, and welcome to my channel, Under the Needle. I am here for Thankful Thursday, even though it's Friday. I did record a video yesterday, but when I uploaded it, it didn't have any sound. I don't know why that happens sometimes, but it does. When I play the video on my side, it has sound, but when I upload it, it doesn't. And sometimes I can correct it and get the sound to come back, and sometimes I can't. So here I am. But I'm kind of glad because I got a piece of mail from one of you guys that I'm going to open up. Oh, and I did want to say, I forgot to mention this, but when I did the unboxing for last month's or earlier this month's Open Gate quilt subscription box, there was a little gift in there from Monique. There was a little birthday card in there, and there was a pack of Schmetz Microtex needles, which I love because those are what I use. It was this right here. Now, I don't have anything that I'm specifically thankful for. I really don't. I'm just generally feeling better. And honestly, I don't know if it's the ashwagandha I've been taking, because I do feel better and a little brighter and just a little less down. And I don't know if it's just because, I mean, it's been a long time though. It's been a full 9 months. Like it's been a while because it started in January, and it's definitely gotten better. But I have been taking these sleep vitamins, and I did not realize that they have ashwagandha in them. And ashwagandha is an adaptogen, and they help with mood. So maybe that's part of it. Maybe it's not. I don't know. But, so what have I been working on? Well, first let's open this piece of mail. This is from Helen Petticord. I'm assuming it's a birthday card is what I'm guessing. It's beautiful. It looks handmade. It's gorgeous. You can see the embossing. Okay, so she says, "Dear Shonda, just wanted to say thank you again for the beautiful fabric. The purples are a favorite of my mom's. She's recuperating from a major stroke, and we are utilizing quilting as part of her therapy." That's awesome. It has been fun and a blessing. Bless you and your family, and we do appreciate your videos and content. Well, thank you, Helen. This is gorgeous. I'm going to have to find a place to put this. Look at that. And handwritten. I'm so... It's been a while since I've gotten a handwritten card. I mean, it's really a personal touch. Helen, did you make this? Like, did you create this? I mean, I don't know if you did all this glitter part, but like, did you like take this and then like mount it on like the different frames and stuff like that? Because this definitely looks handmade. The embossing, the beautiful button here. This is really nice. I think I'm going to display this. I'm not sure where. Probably, let me think. Definitely not down here, because it'll get lost in all the mess down here. So it's going to go upstairs. And so I'll probably, I have an area in front of the fireplace where like I have some like family photos and knickknacks and stuff like that. And so I think I'm going to put it down there with the rest of the stuff. Thank you, Helen. That was incredibly sweet. Okay. Now, I still have not done any sewing. I have not sewn a single stitch. I don't know if I'm going to sew tonight or not. I really don't. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't. Adrian had a football game to go to at NC State. He got some free tickets. My sister's husband had got some free tickets and invited him, and so he's gone. So he'll be, and you know, the game starts at 7, and then I think he drove to, but well, my sister lives like 5 minutes away from me. She used to be about a 20-minute drive, but they just recently moved into a new house that they're renting, and it is literally like 5 minutes. Like from the time I pull out of my driveway to the time I pull into her driveway, 5 minutes. So he drove over there, and so they're gonna all drive together. And so I figured the game starts at 7-ish. And then after the game, he's going to go back to their house. So maybe he might hang out for a little bit. Maybe. I'm not going to lie. Like, so maybe that's what I'm grateful for. Time alone. Time alone. But I get a lot of time alone because I work from home. And when I wasn't super busy, when I wasn't super busy, fine. But now that I am busy, like my work is work. I'm working. I'm working. And so, whereas before I had a lot of downtime and I just don't now. And so when I had a lot of downtime during the day, it was fine, with him being home all the time. Because like for the first year that we were together, we lived in different states. And so we would visit each other once or twice a month. Usually about twice a month. Either I would go down there or he would come up here. And we would like spend a weekend together or something like that. And we did that for about a year. And then when he moved up here, he was working retail. And at first, he had like normal hours. And then COVID hit and then the hours got reduced. But he was still an hourly employee at that time. And so he was working, there's only but so much overtime they're going to let you work when you're hourly. They don't want to pay you overtime at all. So they're going to kick you off the clock, So even though it was retail and the schedule varied, he was still home. He was still home a good bit. But when he became a store manager, like we knew that the first 3 to 6 months could be pretty rough. But we had no idea how rough it was going to be. And he has such a strong work ethic, and that he was there all the time. Like, he was there all the time. Like, he was working all the time. Like, and as much as I love downtime, as much as I love, like, alone time, it was, like, too much. It was too much. Because it wasn't just a matter of me not seeing him. It was a matter of him just not having time to decompress ever, and just always being in a constant state of stress. It was terrible for our relationship. Like, leaving that job was the best thing he's ever done. It's been a little over a year. Well, yeah, I think it was May of last year. And then he started working at Walmart, I think at August, maybe? Yeah, I think he started in August. And at first, he works in the auto center, so the latest they close is 7 p.m. Like, that's the latest. Whereas when he was a store manager, some nights the store didn't close till midnight. And it was an hour drive to get home. And then the store closes, but if you've ever worked in a restaurant, just because the store closes, when the restaurant closes, your job is not done. You still got work to do. And so store closes at 12 on a Friday and Saturday. He didn't have adequate staff because of COVID and just the difficulty of getting people to work, because nobody wants to work for slave wages anymore. I mean, I did a rant on the squeezing of America a while back, but like nobody wants to work for $12 an hour anymore. Like, because you can't live. People don't mind working for a living. But when you're working just to work more, just to work more, just to work more. And he had a set salary, for his wages, but it was hard to get people to come in and work because these are teenagers. The store was in a more wealthy area. And so a lot of those students that were coming for jobs, they didn't need money. Like if you work in poorer areas, like if your store is in an area that where people aren't as well off, a lot of times those students need that money because their parents don't have it. And some of those students are actually giving their paychecks to their parents to help pay household bills. Like, or they need that money for lunch, or they need that money for graduation, or they need that money for the school trip, or they're working because they need the money. These kids weren't working because they needed money. They had parents who bought them cars and were paying their car insurance. So they're not working to pay bills. They're working because their parents made them work. Their parents are like, well, I've given you everything, so you have to work a job. And that's why they're working, not because they need the money. And so they often didn't show up to work, or when they did show up to work, they didn't want to work. They didn't really want to work. And, just that kind of stuff. And so he would have to be there for so long. He'd have to spend so much time there to pick up all the slack. And I never saw him. Now he gets off work at 4 p.m. So he's home before I even finish working. Like, at least before, like, even if he, generally he didn't get home before I was done working. Like, so he's home. Like, if he doesn't hang out after work, he's home by like 4:15, 4:20. But usually he'll walk around Walmart a little bit and, talk to, some of his friends that work there and chat. And then he might get home about 5:30. And then I have another hour left of work. So, but it's like now he's always home. But I think it's getting to him too. Because when it first started, he couldn't wait for me to get off work. So when I stopped working at 6:30, he was like, come on, baby, let's hang out. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's watch. Let's blah, 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 blah. He wanted to hang out. And I'm like, I don't want to, though. I love you, but I don't want to. But I did it. But I would say in the last few months, let's say in the last couple of months, that I've noticed a shift. Because I'm used to being like, like say I stop working at 6:30, and then I might hang out here and do some sewing or whatever I'm doing, just being down here, maybe for an hour. And I'll call up and I'll be like, hey, babe, I'm gonna be down here till about 7:30, and then I'll come up. And he'd be like, no, it's okay, baby, take your time. You don't have to rush. Okay. So I think the excessive me time is starting to get to him too, and that he's realizing that we don't have to be joined at the hip every minute that he's home. So that's another thing. So this is another one of my caftans. I showed you guys the green one last week. So this is the black and white one. They did really good with the colors. I will say that, because I specifically said black and white would be great. I specifically said purple would be great. And I said, and please don't give me yellow. Yellow can be in it, just not the primary color. Can't be yellow. And they gave me that green one that had a little gold and red. So they did great. And I love this one. I'm a black and white type, neutral tone type. So yeah, I'm just loving these. And they are like part silk, so they're normally a little pricey. They're normally a little pricey. For some reason, they ran a sale. I think they were like 3 for $60. So they were like $20 a piece. No, because you didn't have to order 3. I just chose to order 3. I just chose to order one of each color. But I think with the sale, they ended up being $20 a piece. And so I ordered 3. But I don't think you had to get 3. I love this thing. I love it. And because it's long enough, like I wouldn't go out. I think I said this before. I wouldn't wear this as a skirt out. I would not. Not. But like, if I need to go to the mailbox, that's fine. If I need to walk to the mailbox or just even walking around the house. Like, I don't have to wear a bottom. I don't have to wear leggings or shorts. It's long enough that it covers everything. It's just not long enough for me to wear as a garment outside. Except maybe just to the mailbox, and that's it. Anything good happened this week? What happened? Anything? No, nothing much this week. Nothing much came on. I have done a little bit of crocheting. So I've got some more squares made. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There were 2 that I completely messed up. So what I had done was I had done this middle piece, and then I did these 3 rounds. And when I did it for two separate blocks. I just did the middle piece and these, so I guess the first 4 rounds for 2 different ones. And because sometimes I find that it's easier to do because it's easier to remember the stitches when you're just repeating them. So I kind of like that. But I messed up in the sense that I just got it wrong. I got the stitch count wrong. And it ended up being too big. And so I had to take both of them completely out down to just this. So I had to take, on one of them, I didn't realize until I got into this first round of blue. And it was just too late. I had to frog it. So there's that. And then I've got a few centers made because the center is the hardest part. Like for me, like crocheting into the magic ring. Now the pattern doesn't say to use the magic ring. The pattern says to, chain and then join with a slip stitch. And then, do it that way is what it says. But I'm like, no. Now I keep forgetting how to do the magic ring. So I was literally watching a crochet tutorial every stinking time. So what I did, the last time I watched the tutorial, I just took pictures of the front and back of my hand so I'd know how I was holding it so I wouldn't have to pull up a YouTube tutorial to show me how to do the magic circle. Because one of these, I thought I knew it. I was like, I got it. I know how to do it. I remember. And I did not remember. And when I went to go join it, it did not slide the way it was supposed to. It did not slide closed because I did it wrong. And so I just fudged it. I just completely fudged it and was like, I don't care. Let's see, which one is it? You can tell because there's a loop on the back that's not supposed to be there. That's where my magic ring failed. So, yeah, I'll have to deal with that. I am liking this, though. I am liking making these squares. I like them because, I'm not the fastest crocheter. I haven't really crocheted in a while. But right about now, I would say it takes me about an hour to make one of these. And it probably takes me, I'm not going to hold you, a solid 10 minutes to do round 1. Probably 15 minutes to do the magic ring and to do the initial double crochets into the magic ring because it's so fiddly. It probably takes me like 10 to 15 minutes just to do that. So I decided to just make some. So I have enough here to finish my color, to finish this green color. So maybe I'll get this green color done. I'm trying to do 6 of each. That one that I made that was super big, I ended up frogging that. I ended up taking that out. I ended up taking the whole thing out. And really what happened was I used the wrong hook. I used a J hook instead of the I hook that I was supposed to be using, and I realized that that's what happened. I wasn't paying attention and I picked up the wrong hook, so my thing came out the wrong size. Now, my things are not all the same size, but they're close enough. Like this right here, this first green one I did definitely came out larger. And I think it's because I know it's because on the other blocks when I crocheted these colored rounds, I crocheted a little bit more tightly than I did when I did these. So then when I did this is definitely bigger. Anyway, I don't know. So I'm probably gonna go, honestly, since he's not here. And I don't know if I'm gonna sew, I'll probably stay down here and sew. But if I don't, I'm probably gonna just go get in bed and crochet. And I've also been working on this crochet hat. So these are the two projects that I've been working on. And I'm like, so this is going to be like a rolled brim hat. So once it's done, this will kind of roll up. And so, yeah. This yarn, this is a chunky yarn. And it's a very stiff, chunky yarn, which is why I chose that pattern, because it'll lend itself well to being rolled up, whereas a softer, chunky yarn might not behave and roll up. I know this will. So right now I think I have 17 rows of single crochet that I need to complete, 17 rounds of single crochet, and then a few decrease rounds. So I mean, I like working on this, and I just kind of save this because since it's literally just single crochet, I don't have to think anything. With the granny squares, I have to remember the pattern. It's a simple repeat, you know, so it's simple, but it's still something I have to think about and count my stitches and all that good stuff. So when I'm working on TV, when I'm watching TV, normally I prefer just something like this. I really save this for TV. And then I do the squares just whenever. But I usually don't do the squares when I'm watching TV. So I might start a scarf. So once I'm done with the hat, I might start a scarf. Because, well, there's one that I'm looking at. I think the only stitch in it is a half double crochet. So I'm not good enough at a crocheter to pay attention to television and crochet at the same time, at least not when there are multiple stitches. So I'm hoping with the granny squares that by doing so many of them, and it is coming a little better. Now that I've done 7 of them, it is coming a little easier. And I think you can get, if you do have this yarn, you can definitely get 6 squares. You can definitely get 6. And depending on how you crochet, you might be able to get 7. But I'm only going to do 6 because I'm not going to use some of the colors, because some of these, they're just a little too similar. Some of these lights are just a little too similar. So the original pattern has you make 56 of these. But I am going to make 72. So I'm going to make 6 each of 12 different colors. So anyway, that's what I've been working on. And anything else? No, I think that's it. I think that's all I got. So yeah, that's my update. And I guess I'm thankful today for time alone. Dinner's already ready. Like, I already had some Spanish rice that I had made a couple of days ago, and I just threw some chicken legs in the oven, and so those are cooking. And I probably won't even make a vegetable. I'll probably just slice up some cucumber. Like, when I don't even feel like making broccoli, that's what I'll do. I'll just slice up some cucumber and be like, vegetable. Anywho, that's it for me, and I'll see you guys next video.